All right, folks. I know we have a ton of Beauty and the Beast fans out there. We have a great guest back with us again. He's going to talk to us about the great news that season 3 is on its way. Catch us up a little bit on what's ahead here as the season 2 resumes in a few days. Austin Basis, how are you, my friend?
I'm great. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, it's awesome. And JT and the group will all be back here soon as season 2 picks up again. And for folks that may not be totally up to date, even though it is on demand, folks, you don't have any excuse, my opinion. But in case they're not up to date, catch everybody up a little bit on what's been going on.
Well, how much do you want me to catch them up? Because there are a lot of spoilers within the the catching up.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Well,
so
where we left it, let's just put it where we left it is, Vincent and Catherine are back together, fully invested as a couple, and the monkey that's been the monkey wrench that's been thrown in is that now Vincent is being accused of murdering Kurt Windsor, which, as fans know who have watched the show, when we met Kurt Windsor, he was a beast, and no one knew about it, and he basically was trying to kill Vincent, and in self-defense, Vincent ripped his heart out. So we know Vincent killed him, but it was self-defense, but it's hard to explain that in a court of law, that he beasted out on me, so I beasted out on him and ripped his heart out. So we leave off where Vincent has been taken off to prison, and it's up to the rest of the Scooby Gang to get him out and to vindicate him.
Oh, man, we're making Scooby Gang references. This is fantastic.
Yep.
It is actually really, really some great stuff, folks. And like I said, it is on demand. You can catch episodes up online. Get yourself caught up if you're not. And what is JT up to these days? I mean, he is, just a great key element to the show and to Vincent himself.
Well, JT has been putting the full court press on Tess to close that deal and start a relationship with Tess. And I think it's an opposites attract relationship. And to a degree, Tess has resisted, but there's a point where you can't resist the charms of JT Forbes. He is a very smart individual, and he is very, I think, crafty and also a romantic at heart. And so he's I think earned he's earned his way into Tessa's heart. And so I think he's also back on a great relationship and in a new territory with him and Vincent, the bromance, because all the secrets are out there, and this dark kind of guilt that he's been holding on to since Vincent came back from Afghanistan as a beast, that JT felt culpable and had, put him on the list, and so all this information, spoiler alert, but has been now out in the open, and I think it's deepened their relationship and their friendship even more so in the face of greater threats. And so I think that continues throughout the next 6 episodes.
It's got to be pretty excited, man. You start out at like the science role, kind of some comic relief going on. Next thing you know, you're in the middle of like a romance storyline.
Yeah, and I think what's great is that the writers and also Nina and I have made an effort to not play it as it's not your average romance, definitely, but it's also not your stereotypical geek gets the hot girl romance. It's 2 adults who want companionship and see that an attraction in each other, however odd. But they, I don't think JT's ever dated a hot girl, and I don't think Tess has ever dated a nerd. She's always probably dated cops and firemen and jocks, and so both of them, I think it's we've really made an effort to make it a little more 3-dimensional, as 3-dimensional as you can for the side romance of the Beauty and the Beast, because that Vincat is the main romance, and I think what's fun about it is just another couple for the fans to root for and to and compared to what Vincent and Catherine's romance is, I think it's a nice compliment to that, because it's not the same. It's filled with a little more sarcasm and fun and awkwardness, and so it plays nicely against the steamy hot chemistry of Vincent and Catherine.
Speaking of rooting for, fans had to be ecstatic with the news, and you predicted this. You said when we talked last time that we would see a season 3 because of the fan base, because of the incredible social media response, the following on things like Twitter and the internet and all that. And absolutely, the CW heard that and was able to up the show again for a 3rd season, and it's just got to feel really exciting, right?
Oh yeah, it's also it's definitely validating, and it's encouraging for the effort we put in. We worked really hard, and it's tough sometimes when your future is based on a single rating system. When there are a lot of different platforms and media and countries that we air in, and I think the fact that we're so popular and we have such a kind of international fan base, and that is another aspect of what brings money in for the studio and the network. And so these decisions come down to that. It's advertising money, it's downloads, it's DVD purchases and international sales. And I think with the social media aspect, we've always been a loud voice, a small group, but with a loud voice. And but when it comes to the international appeal of our show, it's always been a positive, kind of widespread success, and also ever growing. We keep on, I think, venturing into new countries and new markets, and I think someone said it's like over 200 different markets throughout the world, and so that's all those reasons come together to create a positive, successful show, and also yield to season 3. Thankfully.
Absolutely. What are we going to? I know we've got to walk carefully here through some landmines, but yeah. What can we look forward to in the rest of season 2? Is there anything you can tell us?
Well, as I said, Vincent's been taken off to jail, and so it's up to the rest of the Scooby Gang, or the Fab Four, Fab Five. It's Fab Five minus Vincent, to come together and figure out how to, one, get him out, and two, vindicate him and find out, first of all, who turned him in, too, and figure out how to create culpability there, and then maybe turn the tides. So the rest of the episodes are, to a degree, not all the episodes, I think it's 3 or 4 episodes, it's a constant, juggling of how are we going to vindicate Vincent and save him and get him out of jail and keep him out of harm's way. Because, one of the first things is he's in jail, he's a beast, someone starts a fight with him, they could die. And he could really be in trouble. And so there's an urgency, there's a time, and the next episode 217, is definitely packed, chock full of action and definitely real urgency of getting Vincent out of jail.
Well, there's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of moving parts that we got to wrap up to even get him out of jail. Is what you're saying, and then
Totally.
then to go a step further, we got to try to figure out how to get him vindicated, get him free, and all of that. And it just really has done a great job of setting up the show for just a action-packed, fast-paced conclusion of season 2. Because there's a whole lot of stuff that's going to have to happen to move the story along to get to a plausible place, and then of course with a season 3 right behind it. So. Exciting stuff, my friend.
And with definite nods to certain scenes and certain occurrences in season 1, where certain characters are brought back, and you start to see the full story, and also with some flashbacks to a previous time, and I think all the fans have seen online on Twitter that there's some mythology that's going to be revealed with regards to the gem, with regards to Rebecca Reynolds, and so with that in mind, it all comes full circle, from episode 17 to the finale of season 2. Where it will come to a nice, I think, climax, catharsis, and I think a lot of questions will be answered, but also new storylines opened up.
Absolutely. Now, before we let you go, I definitely want to get you to chime in, because you're supporting a great group and very passionate about supporting juvenile diabetes research, and I want to give you a chance to speak on that and plug the groups that you're really helping and working with.
Well, yeah, the JDRF, which is Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, is like a world leader in raising money and awareness for type 1 diabetes research. And I was diagnosed with type 1 at an early age, about 2 weeks before my 9th birthday. And so for almost 30 years, I've seen the kind of evolution of treatment and the potential for cures, and all the different ways that an organization like the JDRF is making progress and helping people that have type 1 diabetes live more comfortably, live more healthfully, and have a little more hope each day that the cure is within our reach and will happen within my lifetime, and definitely kids today, definitely their lifetime. So I definitely also have to give a nod, being that it was part of the fans' campaign to save the show, that they came up with a campaign to raise money for the JDRF in the month of March, and also raise awareness for our show, especially since we were off the air for most of March. And they raised over $15,000 in the month of March for JDRF, and I think also made more people aware of the show, but also, and possibly more importantly, that type 1 diabetes is definitely something that needs to be cured and to be focused on. And I think what's great about social media is that you get direct, immediate feedback. It's not just people raising money or donating money. It's people sharing the stories of their sister, brother, mother, father, uncle, aunt, grandmother, grandfather that have had diabetes or type 1 diabetes. And I've had, relationships where I've had conversations with people I don't even know that happen to be fans of the show and know I have type 1 diabetes, that have asked me advice about their kid. And like stuff like that is, sometimes more important than, raising money.
Sure.
It's some people it changes my life, but it also changes theirs. So.
Well, you're no stranger. You're no stranger to social media. So give everybody your Twitter account and all that, because you're definitely active on there. And there's a hashtag BATB coming. I'm sure nearly every few minutes, right?
Oh, totally. There's always a hashtag. Lately the hashtags have been really long for some of the Twitter, some of the trending events that the Beasties have thrown. So I try to out Twitter them and create the longest hashtag ever. And so, but it's fun. My Twitter handle is @AustinBasis. My Facebook page is @official Austin Basis. Official Austin Basis is the actual site, and I have a website too, austinbasis.com.
Fantastic. Well, sir, thank you so much for fitting us in, and congratulations again on not only on a great season 2, and I look forward to seeing the last few episodes, and then season 3 behind it. We'll talk to you soon about that.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Awesome. You take care.
You too.
Bye. Bye-bye.